So, music festival season is upon us, and the most popular, at least in the US, in the alternative music scene, is Vans Warped Tour. What it is basically like a tour and a festival meshed into one big thing. It's a really great event, and it's been pretty much the go-to music event for rock, punk, alternative, that kind of stuff. This is basically everything you need to know about Warped Tour, so let's get started. First things first, what to bring. You will obviously need your ticket, because you pretty much can't get into the festival without it. Water. You don't want to get dehydrated. They allow one sealed water bottle. That's what the website says. But yeah, they allow one sealed water bottle you bring in, and you can refill it throughout the day, because they have refill stations. Yes, they do sell water, but it's like $5 a bottle, and that's kind of pricey. Food. They allow one small homemade snack. But food there is pricey, so that's gonna lead me into my next point. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, you don't want to be unenergized. You want to have food before you go. Bring food with you, like a small meal or a bunch of snacks, something that will keep you energized when you have a snack break in the middle of the day. Yeah, bring food. And bring money for food, which is going to lead me to my next point. Money. Bring money. You are more than likely going to need money at Warped Tour, especially if you're planning on buying merchandise, because merchandise is also very pricey. CDs are usually like $5 to $10, a bracelet is like $5, and shirts can probably range anywhere from $20 to $25 to like $35. Hoodies are even more expensive, usually being 30 something to $50-ish. Trust me, merchandise can get really expensive and you're going to need a lot of money, especially if you're planning on buying merchandise for multiple bands. And that's just merchandise alone where you're going to need a lot of money for. Other things are like food, drinks, the schedule, which I'll get to in a minute. So yeah, bring money, bring a wallet. Your phone, a portable charger, and a charging cord. With this generation, it's pretty obvious that we're probably going to bring our devices with us to Warped Tour, taking a lot of pictures and videos and selfies and all that kind of stuff. Since Warped Tour is a pretty long day, your phone is probably going to die at some point or come close to it if you use it a lot, which I'm assuming we will. So you're going to want to charge it. They do have charging stations there, but usually it's really crowded and some people may not want to leave their phone there or whatever. So bring a portable charger, and usually most of them require a charging cord, so bring that with you too. Portable chargers have battery life as well, so you might want to charge that before you go. Charge it the night before, so that way you have it ready to go the day at Warped Tour, and if your phone is close to dying, you can just plug it in, good to go. Next thing, no cards or notepads, something to write on, a Sharpie, one black, one silver, maybe an extra of each just in case. Reason why I say black and silver. Let's say you're bringing something you want a band to sign, like a poster or a lyric booklet or something like that, and it's dark. If they sign it with a black Sharpie, it's probably not going to be as visible as using a lighter color like silver, gold, etc. Vice versa, if they're signing something lighter like a white piece of paper or a note card or a lighter colored lyric booklet or something like that, you're going to want them to sign it with a darker colored Sharpie so it shows up. So yeah, bring Sharpies, bring paper, notepad in case you don't have a picture or something for someone to sign, and anything you want signed, I'd suggest you bring that. And you're probably going to want something to carry everything in. So bring a drawstring bag, a drawstring backpack. This is another very vital thing. Sunscreen. Bring sunscreen. Apply it before you go and apply it throughout the day so you don't get a sunburn. This next part slightly falls into the what to bring category and also the what to do category, but they'll kind of give you early access, I guess, in line if you bring either 3, I believe, canned goods that are undented or anything, not expired, a used cell phone, or $5, and this is per person. You go to the Feed Our Children Now tent, bring whatever one of these you choose to bring, and you get a little wristband that'll get you in earlier than some people when you get in line. I believe that's all for what to bring. Now here's what to wear, and what not to wear. Short-sleeved clothing. Try and wear short-sleeved clothing because, like I said, it's going to be very hot. And if you wear long-sleeve stuff, it's going to be even hotter. I see a lot of people wear black at Warped Tour, a lot of people do it, and there are people that advise to not wear black. I'd go with probably wearing something lighter if you're going to wear a band t-shirt. I get a lot of us have black band shirts like this. But wearing a lighter kind of shirt will probably make a little bit more of a difference, and it will keep you a little bit cooler. I cannot stress this enough. Wear comfortable shoes. Wear any kind of closed-toed shoe. Don't wear like flip-flops or heels or sandals or anything like that. So yeah, wear good shoes. I'd say tennis shoes, sneakers, best bet. If you're gonna wear makeup or anything like that, put on setting spray or something to make sure it stays on your face. If you're gonna wear jewelry, try not to wear anything dangling in case it falls because you don't want to lose them. I'd suggest wearing sunglasses because it's gonna be very bright outside and all that stuff. I wear my sunglasses to Warped Tour every year. If you have long hair and you don't want hair in your face all day, I'd say put it in a ponytail. And I think that's it for what to wear. So now let's go with what to do before the show, the night before. Make sure your phone or whatever device you're bringing is charging. Make sure if you're bringing a portable charger, which I suggest you do, make sure that's charging. Make sure your bag is, for the most part, packed. Get a good night's sleep. You will need it. So, the morning of, eat a good breakfast. Make sure you eat, drink, go to the bathroom, all that stuff before you leave or on the way there. Charge your phone and all that stuff before you leave. Make sure you have your ticket. Make sure you have everything you need to have in your bag ready to go. Make sure you have your food and your water all ready to go. Now, as far as getting to the venue, for the majority of the dates, doors open at like 11. A couple of the dates, like Arizona and Vegas, they open at 2, but for the most part, it opens at 11. There are multiple reasons, which I will get to in a minute, about why you need to get there early. So for the doors open at 11 dates, I'd suggest you get there 9-ish, 9:30. Now, here's the crappy part. The set times, meet and greet times, and everything, they don't get announced until the day of the show, which really sucks. So you never know when your favorite band that you want to see the most is going to play first or last or in the middle of the day or whenever. So they could be playing first, and if you don't get there early and you don't get in before then, you may or may not miss them. Now, a really cool thing that happens in line is that a lot of the bands, well, some of the bands that play Warped Tour, some local bands, will walk up and down the line asking you, hey, can you buy a CD? Or if they're performing, hey, check out our set and all that stuff. If you like their music, if you genuinely like their music and you want to buy their merch and you want to check out their set, I highly suggest you do it. Any sort of support helps out these bands more than you can imagine. Here's a little trick I learned about the whole set time situation. Set times get announced like an hour or so before doors open. If you have an iPhone, a smartphone, an iPod, anything where you have reminders, alarms, anything like that, set a reminder 5 minutes before an event is happening. So let's say a meet and greet's going on at 2:30. Set a reminder 5 minutes before that, which would be 2:25. So that way you know that it's happening in 5 minutes and you can get there early. Alright, so here's when you get into the festival. There are gonna be these little $2 schedules, maps. This is what I mentioned earlier a little bit. There's this piece of paper you can buy for $2. One side has all the set times of the bands, a couple meet and greets, and the other side has a map where all the stages are in case you get lost and want to know where everything is. If there is a band you want to meet, like really, really badly, especially if it's a bigger band, go to the Journey's tent, Alt Press tent, wherever they're doing the signing immediately when you get in. Because usually for the bigger bands, they're going to have wristbands, tickets, and those are limited for the amount of people that want to go in the meet and greet. So, like let's say they'll have 250 wristbands or whatever to give, and they sell out like that. So, I mean, they're free, but they sell out really quickly. So yeah, if you really want to meet a band, especially a bigger one, go to wherever tent they're signing or meet and greeting at, and get what you need to get, do what you need to do to get into the meet and greet before you can't. Now, Warped Tour has, I believe, like 6 or 7 stages. There's 2 main stages which are right next to each other, and they'll have alternating sets. So like one band will play, and then after that, the band on the other stage will play, etc. There's 2 what I like to call middle stages. It depends on the venue where all these are. So it depends on the venue. But the Vegas one, which is the one I went to last year and I'm going to this year, one of the middle stages was by the pool, and then another was kind of close to the main stages. Then you have the 2 Monster Energy stages, which could be next to each other depending on the venue, I'm not sure. But that's typically where you're going to find all the heavier bands, unless they're like a huge band and they might end up on the main stage. But typically all the heavier bands are going to be on the Monster stages. Some of the smaller bands will be on the middle stages, and the bigger bands are more than likely going to be on the main stage. And then there is the Full Sail stage, which that's what it's been called for the past couple years, that's where the majority of the smaller bands are going to be on. If there's a main stage band that you really want to see, get there like a set early. So let's say you want to see Neck Deep, and Hands Like Houses is playing before them. You're probably going to have to go to Hands Like Houses, and then when everyone leaves, go to the front if you want to be in the front to see Neck Deep. That's just an example. You're pretty much guaranteed to meet a band member at Warped Tour because, like I said, there's going to be bands walking up and down the line talking to people, and there's band members walking all over the place at Warped Tour anyway. And a lot of the bands do meet and greets and or signings. One really good thing about Warped Tour is it can help you discover bands that you may have never heard of, but they may turn into your new favorite band. On this lineup, there are a ton of up-and-coming bands, as well as popular ones, yeah, but there are a ton of up-and-coming ones that some people have not heard of. So if you have time and you're up for discovering some new music, go check out some of the bands on the Full Sail stage, and maybe some on the Skull Candy stage and the Hard Rock stage. A lot of those three stages mainly have these up-and-coming bands that a lot of people don't really know about. So if you have the time and you want to, check them out. You may just find your new favorite band. Another really cool way to discover new music at Warped Tour is by buying samplers. A sampler is essentially a CD made by record labels like Equalvision and Hopeless and all that stuff. It's a CD, typically has one song per band, from a lot of the bands on that label, and typically those songs were released sort of recently prior to the sampler coming out. So that's a cool way to discover new music. It has a bunch of different bands of different genres, typically. Of course, important things to do throughout the day: eat, drink, sunscreen. Just take breaks throughout to do that. I think if you just stay safe and have fun, you'll probably have the best time possible at Warped Tour. But yeah, that's my Warped Tour Survival Guide. I may have forgotten something, I don't know. If I do, I'll just kind of type it here. But yeah, that's everything I have about Warped Tour, and I hope you liked it.